Njoo nao wa Kenya.
Lakini nikashtuka.
Warusha mawe kama baridi.
Wanapigana na wanaume. Ngumi. Wanakunjana ngumi na wanaume.
Hi everyone, welcome to the new episode of the Crib Chat, where we discuss parenting our children as single parents. And today we have a guest for you. Hilda, do we introduce you again? Anyway, just joking. So, how's your week though? We'll start with Hilda.
My week has been amazing. A lot of running up and down with the situation in the country. You know, you go here, the road is blocked. You go here, the road is blocked. But you're still the same parent. That is the most frustrating thing about all this. Like, nothing is changing.
Okay.
On my side.
Kimani.
It's been, it's been fun. Let me say, I spent more time with my daughter during all this drama. Which was a good thing.
Yeah.
So I don't wish the drama to go on, but it was a good week. Nothing unusual except again for the drama, but spending time with my daughter was really nice. Yeah.
Let me tell you guys, I go to work twice in a week, which is something very interesting. So I work on Monday and Wednesday, and the rest of the days I work from home. So it gives me quality time with the children, even when they get back from school. I get to cook fancy stuff for them, so something I really love about that. And the other thing is just trying to explain to them what's really happening. There's a lot that they hear out there, but when they come home, they come to get the final say from mom, like, how is it? Do we have mandamano? So they even ask, are you going to work? No, we have mandamano. I'm like, no, today I just choose to work from home. But so far, so good. And I can say there's a lot happening, but life has to go on, right? Yeah. So, guys, we have a guest on today's episode. So I'd like to introduce our lovely guest. His name is Kimani. He's been a friend for close to 6 months now.
6 months, yeah. 6
6
months.
months. And I think when you go out and meet new people and you have conversation and you hear the single parents, I'm always like, would you like to come to the show? Come and share our parenting journey. So I thought Kimani would be the best person to have this episode where we're talking about raising daughters. And he has a lovely story about how he's raising his daughter. And I'd want you to introduce yourself and the journey, how the journey has been, so we can kick it off.
All right, thank you very much. Stephen Kahuria, Stephen Kimani Kahuria, full names. It's been exciting. Let me say, it's been fun, really fun. Getting to spend time with your daughter. Okay, my daughter it's really exciting. She looks forward to it, and so do I. So I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. Of course, father-daughter relationship is different than you'd have a mother-daughter relationship. So she looks up to me a lot of stuff. She'll call me and say, "Can I ask you something? Can I do this? Tomorrow, can you bring me this? Is it okay if I do X, Y, Z?" So it's really fulfilling and fun as well. Yeah, we get to go out on the weekends, spend Sunday together. So basically, the weekend is for her. Anytime I get, I try to spend a lot of time with her because I know I see her every day, every morning before I go to work. And that's a good thing. She really has a good day. If I don't show up, then it's a little bit different for her. Things become a little bit chaotic. But she's doing pretty well. Having to see her every day, even though I don't live with her, I get to see her every day. Spend most of the weekends with her. Let me say every weekend I spend with her. So she'll ask me, are you going to pick me up on Friday? Or, and I said, yeah. She will always insist that I pick up on Friday. And I try to do it because I'm just next door. Yeah, so it's exciting.
How old is your daughter? Something you haven't mentioned.
She's 7. She'll be 8 in 2 months. She doesn't look like she's 7. She's she's quite tall. She's quite tall, and she's really looking forward to that day. And she has a list of things that you know she wants. She has an array of things that she wants. Hopefully, I'll deliver on the promise. But yeah, she's 7. Looking forward to be 8 years old. She likes cooking. Let me say that she loves cooking. She spends most of the time with the grandmother in the kitchen. She makes her own breakfast if she feels like it. She insists on making her own breakfast. So she wants to go out there and do stuff for herself. She loves to play with water. I don't know what is it with her with water. So that's one thing I have to watch out for. And she loves swimming. She really loves swimming. Yeah.
So, Kimani, you talk about your daughter with a lot of pride, and it just catches you. I don't know, what do you remember about when she was born? What do you remember about your daughter?
Well, let me say I remember everything. I hope it's everything. Let me go back before she's born. I used to see videos online. You can talk to your child. When she's in the belly. And she's gonna respond. That's what they used to say. So I tried it, and I mean it was amazing. I could see her kicking. She'd kick for 2 days nonstop, and then she'd sleep for 3 days, and then the mother would get worried. The baby hasn't moved, and then we'd go to the hospital. She get checked. Your child is fine. So she came in to this world. I was really excited. Of course, because we are all boys in our family. We don't have any girls. So I was really excited. It's been let me say I could perhaps remember just about everything about her since the first day she came on board. I mean, she came to this world. I spent a lot of time with her when she was 2 years old, and she actually remembers everything from that time. So we have a very close relationship. And I think sometimes it really affects her because I can't leave the country because I travel sometimes around East Africa. And, when I travel, things become, things are really chaotic in school. She can't focus. When she gets on the bus, she's like, I need to call my dad, So I have to force myself, just find time to, video call her. But I think her biggest fear is that, I'll go away and never come back. So the last time I left the country was about last month. I missed my flight and I had to go back. And when she saw me in the morning, she was like, I thought you left. And I said, no, I missed my flight. She was really excited. She was really excited. And then in the morning again, when I was leaving, she was really sad. And like I said, she thinks that if I leave, I'm not coming back. Yeah. So I would say we're very, very close. Sometimes it worries the teachers even in school because, she will act up if I'm not around. When I leave, like I said, sometimes I leave the country. When I'm gone and I come back, the teacher has a story to tell me. She was like A, B, C, D, and I'm like, okay, I left the country. So what I do, I make sure I prepare psychologically. Like 3 weeks in advance. I'll be leaving. Blah blah blah. And sometimes I ask her, would you want us to go and live there? And she said no. She knows I went to school in the US, so she's like, sometimes I tell her, do you want us to go and live in the US? She said no. Let's go visit and come back. But her biggest fear is when I leave, I'm not coming back. Yeah.
How are those first years as a father? And also, when you say she has a fear that when you leave, you'll not come back, have you had an instance where you left and maybe put the worry in her?
Yeah. The first time we separated from the mother, I think we're about a month apart. I didn't get to see her for about a month. So the next time I saw her was in school, and she came running, and actually I didn't know how bad things were for her. psychologically. So she tried to adjust, but it took her, let me say, it took about 6 months to adjust the whole scenario or the whole scene. However, I think the fear that she has, when she says, I think when you go, you're not coming back, is because she lives with the mother, and we have some sort of arrangement, But having spent a lot of time with her, she's 2 years old. She would come into her room and would sit down and play. She's like, do this and this. We'd take walks together. I remember there was a time I took a 3-month leave from my job. So we spent let me say 100% together during this time. So she even remembers those days, those 3 months. Really exciting. I don't regret it. I guess that's where the bond came in, at an early age, because she looks up to me. I take her to my job on the weekends, and everyone knows her at my job. She gets really excited. She actually has a T-shirt labeled, my company, courtesy of HR. She knows her way around there. She's very popular. It's a good thing, introduce your kids to, let them know what you do. Find a day, you can bring them to your workplace. It's a good way to groom them. At least they know you're working. Also, you never know what they might turn out to be.
True. How's the journey been like? So I'd like us to focus a little bit much more on the challenges, because I know we've spoken about the good times. I think and there's something I really wanted you to share, but just in case you don't talk about it, I'll prompt you at the end of the episode. But what are the challenges like raising, or rather, because I know you are with your daughter either the holidays and the weekends, but what are the challenges looking like right now?
The challenges is finding time. That's the biggest challenge. Previously I used to, I need to spend time with her, but now she's more of, I want to spend time with you. So when she says that, I have to make time. Sometimes I want to go out and do my own things, but she's priority. I have to drop everything and spend time with her. So the most challenging is time. I wish I could see her every day. Help her with her homework. But of course, I do that on the weekends. But the biggest challenge is just time, finding time to spend with her. In the morning, we spend like max 20 minutes. We bond before class, and I go to work. But no one has time. We just need to find time, make time for the most important things in our life. So I think for kids, for example, my daughter, I have to drop everything because I know she really looks up to me for a lot of things. Yeah. So time is the biggest challenge.
Okay. Is there something you'd want to probably do differently? What you're currently, the relationship that you have, given an option or an opportunity, is there something you prefer doing it differently?
I'd be very selfish. I would perhaps want to get full custody. Because I see the reaction, the way she behaves when, I'm with her. The other day she was telling the grandmother that, I'm gonna pick up all my stuff and I'll go live with dad, and then you can come visit her, you can bring her stuff, stuff like that. I'm going to be selfish to some extent, because I know the bond I have with her, the relationship I have with her. She's very, I feel, for example, when I go to school and we meet someone, a teacher, and she's like, "This is my dad." So the dad thing is really overwhelming. It's really fulfilling. Being called a dad by a girl. It's amazing. They're very fulfilling. So I'd really want, maybe in the future, spend. Let me say spend most of the time with her.
I know people are wondering whether the mom is in the picture or not. What are you able to just touch a bit on that?
Sure. Yes, the mom is in the picture. Of course, she lives with the mother. Let me say Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, and I pick her on Friday, and then she goes back to school. Of course, when she goes back to school, she's with me. So yes, I'd say it's a 50-50, co-parenting. Of course, as a parent, I cater for everything for her, school and everything that needs to be taken care of. Yes, the mother is a picture, and it's a 50-50 arrangement. Yeah.
Were you married or?
Yes, I was married. From 2016 to sometime in 2021, 2022. Things didn't work out, and hence the situation I'm in now. Yeah.
How old was she when you separated?
She was 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. I think since we are a part of the mother, I think she knows what's going on, but she can't really tell what it is. She's never asked me anything. Why don't you and mom live together? She's always like, we're gonna go do this, spend time, do this, buy me that. She's never asked, why you and mom are not together. But I know one day she will. It's just a matter of time. The way she talks, I just know one day, she's gonna answer that question. But she knows that, I live in X place and she lives with her mother. It's not like she doesn't know where I live. She comes, sometimes we go there. But yeah, I know the day is coming. She's gonna confront me. She's like, how come you guys are not together? I had a friend of mine who was going through the same thing, and then I asked him, how did you handle it? And he said, I just tell my kids that I have another house somewhere and I have to go take care of that house, so people don't rob the house. But they see me every day. I pick them, drop them to school, and when they ask me why you and mom not living together, we just have another house somewhere else, and I have to take care of that house. You guys can spend time with your mom, but everything is okay. But kids are very smart. They know there's something that is not right, but they just don't know how to put it out there. But I think with time, it's just a matter of when she will confront me and ask me, how come you and mom are not together? Yeah.
And on that, do you feel like you would start the conversation, or you're going to wait until she asks?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for her to start it, because she's 7, turning 8 years in 2 months. I don't know how she'll take it. I don't know how she's gonna respond to it. Will she understand what this living apart is? So I'll let her kick off the question. I'm not going to ask her. I know she will. It's just a matter of when. And I know she'll do a good job.
Are you prepared for it?
Oh yeah, I am.
Would you like to just start on
how if you're prepared, why can't you just slowly?
Because she has not asked why. I'm sure there's something going on in her mind. Because for something to end up the way it is, there has to have been, some sort of, let me say, some verbal between me and the mother. Of course, she was there, because remember, kids don't have a conscious mind. I had someone, there's a doctor online. He explains about kids growing up. From 0 to 7 years. Kids don't have a conscious, they have a subconscious. So they pick up anything that comes to them. So between that age, 0 to 7 years, that's how you know who this kid will end up being, based on the exposure. If this kid grows, being exposed to, let me say, violence, chances are they'll pick it up. Not because they want to, but it's in their subconscious. So maybe I know, that some things maybe she remembers seeing or hearing that really bothered her. And I guess when she's really brave enough and old enough, she'll confront either me or the mother. Yeah.
There's someone some time back we're talking about our children and our generation. Right now we're very privy of what Gen Z looks like, how they behave, how they react to things. What we picked up was people are not prepared for Gen Alpha. These guys are very inquisitive. These guys will ask anything and everything. And they even have the answers for you.
Yeah, true.
So if you're raising, what is Gen Alpha?
I think from 2013.
2013.
2013.
2013 and
Yeah.
2012. So 2013 is Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
So these are the children who would come and tell you they don't like what or how you're doing things.
Sure.
And they're very, as in point blank, if you actually repeat that again, I will run away. I remember there's a parents' meeting we went to, and this parent came out and she was like, my child is 5 years, and the other day when I punished her, she locked herself in the room. When they went to, literally, her and the husband went to beg for her to open the door. And she stayed there the whole day. She didn't feel like eating. So here's food. No, I don't feel like eating. I will come out when I'm ready. So when they were having supper is when she came out and she told them, I don't know why you punished me. Because they know, as in, yes, I did something wrong, but there's a way of you telling me I did something wrong. So she told them, Mom, the next time you punish me, I will run away. So I'm just looking at your daughter. She's 8. She's actually that generation. And when you you spoke about her the first time you saw her after you parted ways with the mom, like you didn't know she went through some mental,
Trauma.
Trauma. Yes,
It is trauma.
It is trauma.
Yeah.
Have you done anything about it?
No, I haven't done anything about it. I can say she was really traumatized because, when I saw her after, being away for about a month, she has lost so much weight. And she'd really not concentrate in school. The class teacher at that time, called me and said, actually she wrote on the diary, she said, I need to see both parents. And, the funny thing is that both of us were at different times. So it was really funny. So we both checked in different times. There wasn't no communication between me and her. We should, go together. So immediately I saw the diary, and right there and then, because I was in school, I decided to go and see the teacher right there, and we had a conversation, and I think later on we were called again. And, they just said, okay, you guys, you need to decide what's really best for her. Because she's really changed. She's not concentrating, she's up and down. But just like you said, the generation now, these kids are very smart. I remember during COVID, I think she was about 4 years old. And, we get her the masks, the cloth mask, we would wash it every day. And I remember one morning, she's like, Dad, I'm not wearing this. I said, you wear it. And she throws it at me. So I was really shocked, but it was very funny the way she did it. And I said, why are you not going to wear it? She said, I want the mask that has cartoons on it, the kids. And I didn't know, because we were never leaving the house during that time. So I didn't know she was being exposed to these funny looking kids masks, face mask. So we had to go get some of those, because she's like, I'm not wearing this. And the way she did it was very funny. So I just laughed about it. But she went to school without a mask. But these kids are, let me say, very different from the way we were raised. We growing up, we used to wish that our parents are away so we can do stuff. We'd ask, what time are they leaving? Are they going somewhere? We just want to run around. These kids now, it's very different. It's the opposite. they're hunting your parents down. They hunt you down. You have to be here. For example, when they have activities in school, she'll call you and say, "Dad, you're coming to this activity. You're coming to sports day. We have a swimming gala. Are you coming?" For us, it was different. We found the least, the smallest opportunity to be out there and be on ourselves. But this generation, they cling so much to their parents, which I think is a good thing, because it forces parents to be there for their kids. Some parents complain, you don't have to be, but look at it 10 years from now. What are your kids going to remember? They're not going to remember who did what. They'll remember who was there, because they'll have photos, because, she can easily log into my work laptop, navigate to YouTube. She unlocks my phone. She knows where to go. She knows where the photos are. She takes out photos. So let me say it's a generation that is well informed and ready to make decisions. Yeah.
I think we'd want to have you back for another episode to talk about your baby mama or the mother to your daughter. But I want to take you back to being present as a father raising a daughter. As much as you spend, let's say, 3 days, she spends 4 days with your daughter, I know there's a bond there. And what I wanted to call out was the fact that me knowing you every single morning, you've been making time for your daughter. And the weekends, like there's a time we're meant to have coffee, and I'm like, oh, so can we do it on Friday? Like Friday, I'm with my daughter. How about Saturday? With my daughter. Sunday, oh, she wakes up on Monday. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, let's just do it in the middle of the week. So I'd want you to talk about how intentional you are when you're saying, as a dad, you're very present for your daughter, and that's what she needs, really.
It has to be. It has to be natural, because this is a bond you have with your child. Like I said, daughters look up to their fathers, and vice versa. Boys look up to their mothers. As she's growing up, let me give you an example. When I was growing up, because we're all boys, and of course my dad is there and my mom is there, they're still together. I would look up to my mother and say, maybe when I grow old, when I grow up and I'm ready to marry, I'll perhaps marry someone who's close or who's like my mother. It's natural. Boys look up to their mothers, girls look up to their fathers. It's again, you being there for your child has to be natural and very intentional. Again, because you want them to steer in a certain direction. Because they look up to you as a role model. They know what I do. She knows what I do. I'm in IT. She travels a lot. She knows I travel a lot, and sometimes she says, "When you go on those business trips, I would like to tag along." And even my country manager in Dar es Salaam had actually commented one time. I was on a call with her, and she jumps in and says, "Oh, that's your daughter. Next time when you come to Dar, make sure you tag her along." I said, "I'll think about it." So your kids, especially daughters, I'll speak because I have a daughter, they look up to their fathers. Not knowing subconsciously that when they grow up and they're ready to start their own families, they will subconsciously look for someone who's like their father. Things won't work out sometimes because, the father has set up really high standards. And when they meet someone that is not like their father, that they brought them up, they will be like, okay, this is not the kind of person I want to end up life with. Same for boys. But also looking at boys and girls, it's very, let me say it's in their subconscious. Because you cannot replace motherly love, you cannot replace fatherly love. No matter how if two people are not getting along, it's very unfortunate. It's the responsibility of both parents to be there for these kids. So when they grow up, if the fatherly love wasn't there, then they'll perhaps, I don't know. I've seen this, there's a guy who makes that assumption and says that if these kids don't, for example, if it's a girl and she grows up not enjoying fatherly love, when she gets out there getting a relationship, she'll be one relationship after another. Things won't work out because perhaps she's looking for fatherly love. But the guy she's dating, they'll not give her fatherly love. I mean, it's a romantic relationship that you'd have with a lady, and and then they get branded, lose and all that. But subconsciously, they're looking for fatherly love. If that person doesn't give them fatherly love, they'll walk away because it's not there. For boys, it's the same. I would say it would perhaps be the same because if your mother wasn't there, there's being there and actually being there. Providing and working out every day. I mean, they know they have a parent, but it doesn't account to being there. You need to have a special relationship, a very close relationship, in the sense that if for example, if she wants to talk to me about something, she will. For example, in the morning when I see her, she will tell me, there's this child, this other girl in class, she's bullying me and all that stuff. And some kids will even come and report her. They say, Zayli's dad, she did ABCD. And it's a very it's a very interesting scenario. And then I ask her, did you do it? And then she'll look at me and she'll do this. Sometimes she'll defend herself. She says, no, she's lying and blah 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 blah. But it's a very funny scene because I'm surrounded with all these kids and they're reporting each other. So that's why you need to have that relationship with your kids because they'll be open to tell you anything. If anything happens out there, they'll tell you. Even when she was in grade school, grade 1, she would be punished, and she would come and tell me, today the teacher did this to me, and I say, why? I said, you did something bad, and she'll say, yeah.
Do you think there's anything that your daughter would never tell you or would not consider coming to you for advice for?
At this time, no. I think she would come forward and ask me for anything or tell me anything, or if something happened in school, she'll tell me. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's very interesting because I have learned something. I think with boys, what I've noticed is they get to a time whereby they never tell you things. Like my son immediately got circumcised. There are things he'll tell me, but right now it's like, I think you're not so grown for that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not telling you that.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah. Because I've noticed she will tell the grandmother things that she won't tell me. Like when they're together, like her picking her stuff and all that, making this arrangement by herself. She's decided I'm gonna live with my dad. She didn't tell me that. It's the grandmother who's telling me. And and when she walks in and she hears us conversing about her, she says, "Are you guys talking about me?" So she knows. So if I'm to say anything, I try and just say in a good way that she will not take it in a negative way, because she knows when you're talking about her, and she'll say, "You guys are talking about me." Yeah.
Has the mom remarried or started a family with someone else?
I have no idea.
Okay. What if that should be the case? Well, what are you afraid of? Like, because she is with the mom, getting exposed to that other side of the family.
I would be concerned.
Why?
Because knowing there is another man in her life that perhaps is not going to be able to, meet my standards. Of course, I'm going to be there. I'm not going to walk away because someone has walked in. Definitely, that would be my concern. If she's not happy, she tells me something happened at my mom's place and exactly blah blah blah, and this is how things are. So I'm not really worried. I would be concerned about her happiness because kids Kids know what's going on. They're very observant what's going on. She will, for example, someone calls me, she'll ask me, who's that? Does she work with you, or does he work with you? Some really straight questions, blunt, and how do you know this person? How come I've never seen this person at your job? So yeah.
You can't even imply that you work together.
You can't, because you say, I was there on Saturday, but I didn't see this person. So why are you telling me she works there? So let me say that perhaps would be my only, and of course, maybe her safety. Because, for example, having, someone come into your life and there's a child involved, of course, safety is always a concern. Yeah.
We've always had this discussion of if your baby mama would remarry, you'd want to be a part of selecting the partner. Yeah. Like, those are the discussions we've ever had here. So one, you would want to be present, get to know that person before the lady introduces that person to the family as someone who wants to marry her. Or you would want to set some ground rules on how the engagement will be with your daughter. Is that something you'd also consider?
Well, engagement with my daughter, nothing will change. I still maintain the status.
Know how the other partner
needs to. No, the other partner.
1, 2, 3 are the things you need to adhere to.
It'll just be obvious. This person is coming into a relationship where there's a father present who's always there. As far as, me deciding, and it's like, is this, I really don't care, honestly.
You're on the dating team only when it comes to your daughter.
Yeah, my daughter is my priority. She's my only concern. What she does out there with someone else, I'm happy for her. She can move on. But my concern is just my daughter. That's it. I wouldn't care, whoever she's with. It's a list of my worries.
Do you think if you would have invited your daughter's mom to your wedding, would she come or not?
I would not consider that. To be honest, I wouldn't consider. Why would I?
No, I'm just
I'm just saying.
Imagine your daughter asking you, why is mommy not attending this party?
Okay.
Invite her?
I would say, well, it depends on how she puts it. Why is mom not in this wedding? I'll say maybe she wasn't invited.
Okay, and if before, like you tell her you're planning a wedding and you met someone and blah, 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 and then she says, Dad, I would want mom to be part.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that would be her choice. I would ask her, okay, fine, ask your mom, but I'm not going to ask your mother to show up. You can go tell her.
So the invite comes from the daughter?
Not from me.
Oh, wow.
Because it's never going to come from me. Because remember, you personally, you've parted ways, and that's it. This is the thing of, I'm getting married, or please, do you mind showing up? You could be inviting a lot of drama and trouble.
But you could be inviting her because of the relationship you have with your daughter, and you want to show your daughter that there's no blood, there's no blood. She can choose to come or not.
There isn't, but personally, it doesn't add value to me. It should only show up if the value is to the daughter. If the daughter insists that I want my mom to come, then I would allow it. But I wouldn't go off my way and, send an e-card or invitation. I'm getting married, in 2 months, and please show up. Seriously, no, I wouldn't. It's like you never have meetings on dead snakes. Snake is dead. why would you wanna have sessions and I'm seeing this snake here, it's died. I don't know why it died. Come on. It's a dead. The whole situation is a dead snake. And that's how I'm going to treat it. Personally, that's how I'm going to treat it.
So in short, you're not going to send that invite?
I will not send it unless my daughter insists.
Okay. Yeah. So we will send you an invite to come and talk about it.
Sure, I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than happy. But okay, this is how I say things. Why I mean, it's someone who has been mummified, and you're looking at this mummified ex, and you're like, okay, should I bring it to life or not? I mean, that's your past. That's my past. There's some things I wouldn't want to show up in my future, and that's one of them. So if things end up the way they are, I mean, fine. I mean, there's a reason why things happened the way they did. But you know, again, if I'm moving on, I'm marrying someone else. I wouldn't want that person to be asking me questions. Why did she show up? You know, I thought you guys, you know, I mean, it's a dead snake. Move on.
Guys, please look out for the next episode where we'll be talking about his reasons why it didn't work out. We will bring you back. Before Hilda wraps up, I'd like to hear if you have any suggestion or how or what you'd advise the fathers who are raising their daughters.
Um, yes, you know, your daughter will be X age just once. You know, she's only in grade 1, grade 2, just once in her life. So we won't be there for those moments. You know, she's gonna grow up. You know, she'll have a place of her own. She's gonna start her own family. You should be someone she looks up to. You know, as an example, even for example, even not looking at my mom, but my dad, you know, I look at him and say, well, I wish I could be someone like you. You know, because there's some sort of trust, and there's an image that this person has. For example, the child is going to have this image of this person who brought them up, and they'll want to have a continuation of such a life. Of course, whether they meet in future, or even perhaps this relationship you continue to have with your daughter. So it's very important to be there for your kids, not just for the daughters, but boys. And I mean, if you have kids, it's very important you be there for them, because they look up to you. And you know, you don't want your kids to confront you in teenage life, and they're like, you know, you're never there. You know, those are things you cannot actually defend yourself. Why are you showing up now? You know, you never, because actually I have a friend, not a friend, but you see, a close relative. You know, they went out there looking for their mother, and it was so bad that the mother had to hide, and because of shame, you know, this person has really struggled in life. Now they're really someone, you know, they've really done well for themselves. They have a family, and now they go out there looking for their parent, and then when they find their parent, now the mother is really ashamed. She feels so bad having neglected the kids. And you know, but this guy is really out there, you know, really excited, wanting to know who was my mother. But the mother is really ashamed, and you know, you don't want to be in such a situation, because it's really, let me say, it's really emotionally affecting that child, because now they're grown up, they're pretty much aware of what goes around. They have their own family, and you don't want them to come out looking for you. Because it's very difficult for them. You can imagine the kind of life they've lived, hoping one day to meet their parent. So that's a past. I mean, that's a part you don't want to be in. Because I mean, kids are a blessing, honestly. I mean, let me say, we don't plan for kids. Things just happen, and you know, we just have to be there for them.
Such an interesting conversation. I mean, we don't want it to end, but it looks like we'll have to finish from there. Thank you so much, Kimani. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. Glad to be on board.
Okay.
Looking forward to have you again.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having you again. And to your subscribers, please watch the video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, families. You can also like our page on Instagram and TikTok at The Crib Shape. See you on the next one.